Folks, welcome back to the channel. Another day and more exciting news for us Canadians. Today, I would like to pull back the curtain on a fundamental shift happening right here in Canada. It's a story that is reshaping our economy and our place in the world. I'm so proud to be Canadian during those amazing times. It is almost we are witnessing the rebirth of our wonderful country. Here is how I'm going to break it down for you today. First, the economic surge. We are seeing record foreign investment, strong GDP growth and a job market that is absolutely on fire. This is real recovery. Second, the defense pivot. Canada is deliberately cutting American firms out of major military contracts, choosing Canadian and European suppliers to build our own industrial base. Third, the global diversification. We are expanding trade with EU, Japan and other partners, reducing our reliance on a single, unreliable country that has turned its back on Canadian goods. And fourth, the strategic alliance. This all comes together with a rapidly deepening Canada-EU relationship that is a game changer for our long-term security and prosperity. Let's dive right in. Let me tell you, my friends, the numbers are looking good. Foreign investors buying Canadian government bonds in record amounts. We are talking 27.7 billion in federal bonds just in April alone. That is a record monthly total. And it's brought foreign holdings to 43% of all outstanding federal debt. That is a massive vote of confidence in our economy. What does it mean for you? Well, it lowers our borrowing costs. The Canadian government is able to finance all its big infrastructure and defense projects at lower interest rates because global investors trust us. Our 10-year borrowing costs are now roughly a full percentage point below the US debt. That is real money saved, my friends. And check this out, folks. Our GDP is showing real signs of life. Yeah. In April, our economy grew by 0.5%, reversing months of slow or negative growth. The mining, oil and gas extraction sector led the way, but even manufacturing and public sectors are expanding. After 2 quarters of construction, Canada is breaking out of this technical recession. And our job market? Incredible! Canadian employers added 88,000 jobs in May, completely outpacing the US, which is dealing with slower growth, trade tension, and increasing uncertainty. While our neighbors to the south are struggling, we are building momentum. Now, let's talk about where this is really getting interesting. Defense procurement. The Carney government just cancelled an open competition for a 4.9 billion Army vehicle contract. And instead of letting American firms like Oshkosh Defense and AM General bid, Carney closed that door on Trump's America and restricted the bid exclusively to Canadian suppliers. Oh, I can hear the whining already. It is so unfair. This is a deliberate shift, my friends. A political change to strengthen our own defense industrial base and secure data sovereignty. And folks, get this. I'm so flippin' excited to give you the latest news from our government. Ottawa is even hinting at cutting ties with US data firms like Palantir. Yes! Our Secretary of State for Defense Procurement, Stephen Furr, regarding eliminating Palantir said, and I quote, "If we can do it in Canada, I would suggest that we do it in Canada." Keep your eyes peeled, my friends. As soon as there is any movement, I will have a new video on this latest Palantir development coming up for you guys. But we are not just buying Canadian, we are buying European too. The decision to purchase Saab Global Eye surveillance planes and modern submarines from TKMS in partnership with Germany or Norway is part of this strategy. The goal is to maximize Canadian content, create domestic jobs, and reduce what Prime Minister Carney calls our military dependency on the United States. This isn't just about politics, it's about capacity. The government wants to expand our war industry, increase arms exports by 50% and create 125,000 jobs by 2035. This is nation building, plain and simple. I can't believe I can tell you this. Here's where Canada is really flexing its muscles. Despite US tariffs and trade frictions, our own merchandise trade surplus just hit its widest level in 4 years. $4.24 billion total export climbed to a new record high. Here's the key stat. Canada has aggressively reorientated trade away from Trump's America, dropping US shares of total export from 76% down to 68%. But Canada has not just stopped exporting. No, not at all. That decline was completely offset by a massive 29 billion increase in export to the rest of the world. Gold exports, critical minerals, energy, Canada is now selling globally at full market price. We are expanding trade with Japan, especially in critical minerals. Trade Minister Maninda Sidhu just led Canada's largest ever trade mission to the Asia Pacific. A delegation of 300 people from nearly 180 companies. Canada and Japan are even looking to join stockpiling of graphite and gallium, the key minerals for batteries and semiconductors. And let's not forget China. Despite the complexities, Canada is finding ways to sell our resources, particularly in energy and critical minerals, and diversifying our customer base. We finally have understood that we can't afford to be dependent on just one trading partner. And this is the glue that holds it all together. The rapidly deepening Canada-EU relationship. No, Maple MAGA, don't even open your mouth. I said deepening, not depending. Since our CETA trade agreement came into force, bilateral merchandise trades has grown over 75%. Last year alone, merchandise trade reached a record of 134 billion. And just recently, Canada and the EU agreed to modernize the very same CETA and launched talks on separate digital trade agreements. But this is not just about trade. It's about strategic alignment. Canada holds 31 priority critical minerals, including 10 of 12 incredible critical defense minerals for NATO. We are the reliable democratic partner that Europe needs for energy security, supply chain resilience, and defense. Prime Minister Carney said it best in Davos. Middle powers must act together, because if we are not at the table, we are on the menu. Now, thanks to Mark Carney, Canada is at the table, working with Europe to build a world of cooperation, not confrontation. This partnership is a shield against political uncertainty and trade friction with Trump's America. Washington is unpredictable. Europe is stable. When the US throws up tariffs, we have other buyers. And when we need defense technology, we have European allies. So, what does all this mean for you, my fellow Canadians? Well, it means a more resilient economy, good jobs, and a country that is no longer dependent on the whims of any single trading partner. It means lower borrowing costs that finance better roads, ports, and clean energy projects. It means our military is being rebuilt with Canadian and European partners, creating high-quality jobs right here at home. Well, that being said, did you catch all the amazing details about Ottawa's announcement? to buy Germany's submarines and what it means for Canadians? Well, the link to that video pops up right after this one. That is a video I think you should watch next. All this is a fundamental shift, my friends. Canada is stepping up, diversifying, and building alliances that will last for generations. We are trading with the world, not just one unappreciative country. And if you want more breakdowns, just like this one, clear, direct, no nonsense, then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. I am Wilfried Lemkula with Europe Curious, where we don't just repeat the daily headlines, but open the curtain so you can see for yourself what's really behind it. See you in the next one.